What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the Fantasy Extras podcast. This is episode 2. I appreciate everyone that joined us for the first episode. I have 2 guests with me here today. They're twins, as you guys can see. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Which one wants to go first?
Go ahead, man. I'm Ben Jazik. Daniel Jazik.
Tell us about yourself, you guys.
From Vallejo. I played football in high school for 1 year, but I'm mainly a basketball player. But I just know a lot about football. Same thing, go figure, huh?
So, I played fantasy football with these 2 guys for what, 3 years now?
Mm-hmm. 3rd year.
Been in the championship with both of them.
Don't
They both lost to me, you know. That's a different story for another time, though.
Yeah.
But so this is the second podcast, and today we're going to talk about 5 players to start, 5 players to sit this week. We have rookies who are going to go off this season, and we have what was the last topic?
3 busts.
3 busts for this season. Players who are going to suck ass. All right. Our first topic, we're going to start off with the stardom. I'm going to go first. Whoever wants to go gets to talk. My first stardom is Austin Eckler. I'm going to start Austin Eckler because Mel is out, and even when Mel was in, Austin Eckler always produced, and I like that about him. He was a pass catching back. Let's see what he could do on the ground this season. Do you guys have him on your list too?
I do, actually. I got somebody from the same team.
Okay.
Hunter Henry.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's poised for a breakout year this year. High-powered offense, so.
He's a good athletic tight end.
Yeah, my number 1 was James White. Obviously, for obvious reasons, he's on the Patriots. Playing against the Steelers, they have the highest over/under on the week, so.
Cool. My next one is Matt Stafford. He's playing against the Cardinals, right? Yeah. I don't see anybody that I'm scared of on the Cardinals on defense. Patrick Peterson's injured. I'm not scared of that team at all, so I feel like he's going to sling shit. I feel like he's going to sling the ball. So yeah, Matt Stafford is my stardom.
I got a Cooper Kupp, just because when he was out last year, like the Rams offense it didn't seem the same to me.
That's true.
So him coming back, I feel like it's just going to rejuvenate everybody. Like
they function better with him on the field.
I feel like I got Philip Lindsay. One reason, playing against the good old Raiders.
Oh, wow.
You know how great their defense is, huh?
Oh, yeah, they're Niners fans, by the way, so this is going to be fun, as you can see.
Sure. And, he's coming off a good year, over 1,000 yards rushing. I think he's just a surefire bet.
All right, so my next one is the Jets defense because they're playing the Bills. The Bills literally have no weapons on offense. Josh Allen struggled last year, too. Shady's gone. We got Frank Gore's old ass as the running back. Niner legend. We have Zay Jones, who had his moments, but he's not consistent, so I'm not scared of that offense at all.
I got Mark Ingram, just because it's a really friendly matchup with the Miami Dolphins defense. I got Josh Gordon, just because he's done no wrong in a Patriots uniform, honestly. Surefire bet, in my opinion.
That's true. All right, my next pick is Evan Ingram, just because it's him and Saquon's team. Those are the only 2 options on that team. Sterling Shepard is the receiver. I don't see him doing much. Golden Tate is injured, I believe.
Yes. No, he's suspended.
Suspended or injured? One of the 2. He's not playing. Yeah. So I see it as Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley's team. So that's my start on that.
I got kind of he would be in your flex if anything, but I got Jamison Crowder. He's got a friendly matchup against Buffalo. Sam Darnold, mainly because what Sam Darnold had to say about him. Like he said he's gonna be looking his way a lot this year. He really likes the way he's been looking and what he can do out there. So it's kind of based off the quarterback's comments on why I'm wanting to start him this week. So I think I'm gonna end up starting him in my flex actually. So there you go. You guys have taken all my other ones, honestly.
We have 2 more. How did we take all the other ones? I thought you said you had hella stardom.
I had James White, Philip Lindsay. Oh, no. Okay, I got one more. Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Who are they playing again?
You like the running back as a quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, he's getting the same amount of points as a running back when he rushes the ball anyway. That is yeah, favorable matchup against the Miami Dolphins, Lamar Jackson. You got it when you said him, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy because like some people can say he might pass Pat Mahomes. He's either in or out, and now you got him as bust. Like you're either all in or all out with Lamar Jackson. I'm actually all in. I think he's good. Man. He's just got to get more accurate, bro. Like if he's an accurate passer, he could do damage, but. Damn. He's not gonna be a QB1 with fucking just run the ball. Well,
I do like that he has Hollywood Brown on his team.
Yeah,
that could help him out.
He's got weapons. Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Willie Snead too. He got some weapons.
Snead didn't do nothing last year.
Yeah. He's still in the right. I feel like in the right place, right system. He can still produce. So you got one more?
I have one more. Yeah, my bad. I was just letting him finish. My last one is Tyler Boyd. Just because AJ Green's out, and I feel like they're gonna go on a shootout against. They have the Seahawks right this week.
Is it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I got Boyd, so let me check.
Just checking real quick. Check.
Seahawks in Seattle.
Yep. So I think it's gonna be a shootout, and he's the number one wide receiver. John Ross, all the same as the competition. So I see him doing good this week.
He's a PPR guy for sure.
He gets all the touches.
Gosh, I got a guy that you probably could get in the later rounds. He's got a friendly matchup this week against the Raiders.
Fuck you.
Emmanuel Sanders, just a veteran guy. I think he's going to be really valuable in PPR just because the receivers in Denver are fairly young besides him. So I feel like he's just that veteran guy that he's going to be looking to. Joe Flacco's going to be looking to on third down and just whenever he needs to.
He was good before that injury too.
Who are the Raiders DBs anyway?
Bro, we got freaking Garyon Conley, Daryl Worley, Jonathan Abram.
My point exactly.
Abrams sleeping on him. Those are my sleepers.
Raiders defense.
Raiders defense. All right, I'm gonna start off the sit-em column. My first sit-em is the obvious one. T.Y. Hilton. With the departure of Andrew Luck, he gets dubbed down.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett is not Andrew Luck at all. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
I'm gonna just get that out of the way because I had T.Y. as a sit-em too.
You guys both have him?
Both. Yeah, I had too. But I mean, and not only is Andrew Luck gone, but against the Chargers defense, like
that's true too.
That's
yeah,
tough.
that defense is a good.
I drafted T.Y. 2 years ago when Andrew Luck got hurt, and it wasn't a good season. So, yeah, T.Y. sit his ass.
All right, my next one is Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde is on his 5th team since he left the Niners, I believe, right? You guys keep track of him probably.
Somewhere around there.
Fourth or fifth, somewhere around there. And the reason being is because he averages 3 yards a carry. I don't like him. He gets hurt often too. And I think Duke Johnson's going to be the better back in that system.
One of my sit-em, Antonio Brown. Just a circus around this guy. Like wherever he goes, it's just a circus.
Oh god!
I don't think he's able to just focus and lock in, especially for week 1. He hasn't even practiced. Like what? I can count him on one hand how many times he's practiced.
Practice, bro. Oh my!
He doesn't have skin on his feet,
bro. He does. It's all gone.
He's not gonna get it together. Like let alone he's on the Raiders. You know,
my god!
I just don't think he's gonna get it.
I'm gonna need a new guess. I'm gonna need a new guess.
My number one sit-em that I fucking drafted this guy, but I'm gonna sit him in the flex this week is Kenyon Drake.
I got him on my sit-em too.
Yeah, he's got a tough matchup. Haven't really seen anything from him in preseason. I'm gonna kind of take it week by week. Like if he does good with this week and I'm wrong, then I might start him next week in the flex. But
what's the matchup? Minnesota?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. No,
I'm not starting him against Baltimore. I'm gonna start Cooper Kupp in the flex instead.
Yeah, for sure. So that was my third sit-em. So
I got none more.
Oh.
Calvin Ridley. Sounds weird. I would sit Calvin Ridley. Matt Ryan, just all offseason heard about all the things people were saying about Julio Jones. I think Matt Ryan makes a concerted effort to get Julio the ball. Calvin Ridley's gonna suffer. Matt Ryan doesn't do well in week ones. If you look in the past years, I've seen that on the show too.
I don't really keep track of week one.
Well, no,
that's a good stat to keep track of.
Yeah, I didn't. I just saw it on the show today. That's the only reason I know that stat. But
the more you know, the better.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good. Shit, I'm gonna try to start looking into that shit too.
Sure, for real.
So my next one, speaking of the Falcons' offense, is Austin Hooper. I don't like Austin Hooper. I think he's been hyped all off season. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna produce on that Falcons offense, especially with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley there. We don't really like using that tight end on the offense either. He's not used often.
He's really touchdown dependent.
Yeah, exactly. Very touchdown dependent. So staying away from that guy.
This is gonna sound weird because if you drafted him, you probably, like I was telling them earlier, you probably should start him. But I got Juju on my sit this week. Hot take.
Antonio and Juju? What's up with these guys? Whoa,
Last year, if you would have told me this,
I know. I was like, what are you talking about?
I just don't. You shouldn't expect him to have a great week this week because number one, he's going to be matched up against Stephon Gilmore, and the Patriots always have been known to take your number one option.
The best player.
Yeah, take your number one option away.
They have Connor too, though.
Yeah, but I mean, he's the number one option in the pass game, so they're going to be focused in on him, and I just feel like he might struggle this week.
That's a hard take. I like that.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Throw one of those in there. So this is going to sound like I'm really a Raider hater. Go figure. Sit Derek Carr. if he's even playing. If he's even playing. He's in everybody's waiver wire, dude. Sit Derek Carr. Playing against the Broncos. Von Miller's going to be in his grill. He doesn't even have a receiver to throw the ball to.
You have two offensive guards out, too.
Yeah, all the more reason to sit him, even if he was starting somewhere.
Dump it off to Josh Jacobs. My last one is the New Orleans defense, simply because they're going up against Deshaun Watson. It's going to be a high-scoring game. They're going to be slinging it back and forth, expecting at least 30 points from each side. And it's not looking good for the Saints defense, even though they have a lot of promising players. It's going to be a high-scoring game. What do you guys?
Yeah, I'll just combine these two because they're kind of the same for the same reason. You should sit Shady McCoy just because the running back field is undecided.
He's really his role, yeah.
Exactly, and same thing with Jordan Howard. I don't think you should start him. I mean, Miles Sanders could easily be taking all those snaps. So
both of those guys have 4 running backs.
Yeah, they got a ton.
Rotation.
Yeah, they got a ton of running backs.
I mean, I just shit though.
Yeah, Miles Sanders is probably the favorite in my opinion to get all those snaps. So I would sit Jordan Howard too.
You done with your
list is done.
Alright, cool. Alright, what are we going on to?
Rookies?
We're going on to, there you go, thank you guys. I don't have the fucking titles on here. So we're going on to rookies that are going to make an impact on their first year in fantasy. So I'm going to start off saying that I was high on Montgomery. And last night it just broke my heart because they didn't use him enough on the Bears offense.
Defense was impressive though.
I
I just picked him up after that.
You picked up the Packers defense? They're not. I don't feel like they're that good. I just feel like the Bears had a bad game. To be honest,
just can't throw over 15
dude,
yards.
Bro, that guy. That's a whole nother story.
Check down champion.
I was talking him up too. I'm like, he's a good backup quarterback.
You were trying to trade him to me too. I got Trubisky for you when fucking Luck got hurt or fucking retired.
Anyways, but yeah, I'm not down on Montgomery, but as long as he gets all the touches that Davis got, because they split touches the first game. As long as he gets all those touches, he should be good because he will produce once he gets all those touches.
My favorite rookie, it's kind of subjective, but Deebo Samuel. I think he's just in a light receiver core. I feel like he's gonna have a breakout year.
You like him better than Jalen?
Mm-hmm.
Why so? I don't keep up with you guys, so
It's not really. I don't really have a specific reason. It's just what I've seen him do so far. I just think he's got. I feel like Jalen's gonna be a red zone guy. He's got talent.
gotcha.
He's all over. I got Kyler Murray. He's kind of like Lamar Jackson, just in rookie form. Like either you're really high on him or you're like don't even mess with that guy. But I think he is actually going to be good because he's Lamar Jackson that can actually throw the ball. Like he got drafted for baseball. Like he's going to be accurate, you know. So I think Kyler Murray is going to have a good season fantasy wise. May not translate to wins, but fantasy purposes, Kyler Murray I think he's going to be good.
He could, like, for me, it's like he has like the Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes upside,
Right.
or he could like literally just like be trash and be way down here. Like it's like no in between for him. So we'll see how he goes.
I think he's a more athletic Russell Wilson.
More athletic, Russell Wilson.
I think he's more athletic than Russell Wilson.
Russ is already fucking running all over the place and making those crazy throws.
Yeah. Watch when you see Kyler, dude. He's a fucking athlete.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
My next one is staying with the home team right here. Josh Jacobs. I love him because Gruden says he's going to use him as a bell cow. He doesn't have that much wear and tear on his legs, and I feel like he's going to do his thing in the NFL. What do you guys think?
As much as I hate to admit it, I had Josh Jacobs on my favorite rookies too.
Wow. Yeah, I do too. Crazy.
I drafted him in like 2 different leagues.
Okay.
So I'm really hoping he has a good year. But I like what I've seen from him so far, and that you say he's going to be a bell cow running back. He comes from winning, going into losing. Maybe he can help. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. My next one is T.J. Hawkinson. I like him on the Detroit Lions. I feel like it gives Matt Stafford another weapon, and he's supposed to be like so athletic and a mismatch nightmare. And I think he's gonna go do good, especially they have Galladay and Marvin Jones. He's gonna seek a lot of attention, so the center's gonna be wide open for him. And they have carry on too, so they have a lot of weapons, all gonna seek attention each week. And I think T.J. Hawkinson could eat on that offense too.
Another one I got. I was a lot higher on this one a couple of weeks ago when the whole Tyreek Hill saga was going on, because they drafted him specifically to fill that Tyreek Hill void when he was in question. Mecole Hardman, basically, like I said, he's like a Tyreek Hill. I still think that the Chiefs' offense is so good that he's still going to be valuable. And as a rookie, he's going to be learning, a great offense. Got Tyreek Hill to, kind of mentor or just kind of mimic his game. I think Mecole Hardman is going to be a good rookie. My last one is DK Metcalf. Just in a thin receiving core in Seattle, I feel like he's going to be a big red zone threat for Russ. And I mean, the only other guy they really got that's any good is Tyler Lockett. So
I'm sure he has a chance of establishing himself as the wide receiver one there.
Yeah.
I have one last guy, it's Marquise Brown. I like what he could do. I liked him in college. Lamar Jackson, you're going to see him running around all the place. So I feel like he's a good little dump off running back, wide receiver, and then he could just burst up field and get those good check down wide receiver for Lamar Jackson. So that's my last pick right there. Now we're going to move on to players who we think are going to be busts this year. My first player, I talked about him earlier. He's on my sit-em list. T.Y. Hilton. I have no faith in the guy with Andrew Luck out. We already discussed this earlier. He's just not a good pick. A lot of people drafting him thinking that T.Y. is going to have Andrew Luck. Sorry for you guys, but he's going to suck this year.
I got Aaron Jones. Just for the simple fact that I've had him in
last night.
Fantasy. So I had him on right. I've had him in the past 2 years, and he's good one game, and then Jamal Williams will go off. They just love to switch back and forth.
Wasn't he last at the end of last season he was going off consistently, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. So I mean, that can happen. I just don't see it, especially after last night kind of proving my point a little bit. Jamal Williams is gonna get some carries, and I just don't. I'm really not sure on Aaron Jones. I got a kind of might be a surprise to a lot of people is busting Tom Brady. The GOAT.
TV.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people might already
real hot takes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're
you need to come back for a second episode.
I mean, his average draft position is a lot lower than it's usually been.
No, yeah, you could get him in late rounds for
people
sure.
are
Backup quarterback status.
Yeah, people are thinking that along the same lines as me.
Just because he's old.
Right, he's getting older. I feel like this is the year that you're gonna really see a lot of decline with him.
Last year you saw a little
you've
bit.
seen a little bit, like a glimpse of it, but I feel like this year it's gonna be like obvious in your face.
They'll still win though, fantasy purposes.
No, they're still gonna. They're still gonna be.
TV will still get it done.
They're gonna be in the playoffs, but I mean, as far as his individual stats, I feel like you're gonna see a big
hot take.
I got a kind of a hot one, honestly.
Who do you got?
Damian Williams.
Oh, bro, you took mine.
Maybe it's not so hot. Damian Williams traded for Shady.
Bro.
I think eventually Shady will take his spot. I think he's just more talented than him. More experienced.
My thing is, he's never started. He's never had the starting running back position. Never had more than 15 carries a game.
Yeah.
And Shady has history with Andy Reid. It's like Andy Reid's gonna love
The
using
stars
him.
are aligning for Shady.
Exactly. Like Shady's gonna probably have another breakout year. To be honest, anyone who drafted him late is gonna have a good running back.
Yeah. Crazy flex spot right there.
I don't like Damian at all.
Yeah.
Although I will start in week 1 as a flex at most. But if you guys drafted him, I know a lot of people drafted him high. A lot of people drafted him high.
I'm not gonna lie, before the season, I was big on Damian Williams this year, but that was, like I said, that was before.
That's why you want to do your drafts as late as possible.
Yeah, that's why
we did ours early.
We have the Expertz League. These two guys are in it. I told you guys in the last video. We did ours. Was it last Sunday?
Yeah.
Last Sunday. Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. So all the news breaks and any injuries and everything.
Wouldn't have fucking drafted Andrew Luck.
But yeah. All right. So my last bust is going to be Lamar Jackson. I really don't like him. I really don't like having a running back as a quarterback. I don't see what all the hype is about. He's ranked way too high for me. I just don't see him doing good this year. These guys, I think differently than me, but I really don't like him. You guys have any more busts?
Yeah, my last one is he's a bust compared to his last year. So like last year, Eric Ebron had a really good year, a lot of touchdowns.
Led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, so for obvious reasons, I think he's gonna be a bust this year. Andrew Luck's out, got hurt, and I just don't see him having anywhere near.
We don't see him being a security blanket for Brissett.
Nope. Especially with Jack Doyle back healthy too now.
Damn, I have him in 2 leagues.
Yeah, I don't see it.
All right, so we're done with the bus. You don't have any more, right? We're done with the bus. We're on to the sleepers. So these are people who think we're going to blow up this year, under the radar. Nobody knows about them. My first one is going to be Darren Waller. Darren Waller is a tight end on the Raiders. You know, athletic tight end, mismatched tight end. He's a nightmare for any defensive player. Derek Carr loves throwing to his tight end, as we saw last year. He loved throwing to Jared Cook. So I think he's going to continue that with Darren Waller. He's a younger tight end, more athletic. So I think he's going to do a good job in Oakland.
I got one from my favorite team, go figure again, Dante Pettis. He showed glimpses of being good last year, and now he's got a bigger role. He's more familiar with the offense. He'll hopefully have Jimmy G for the whole year. I think he's just really talented, and a lot of people are sleeping on him, so I think that he's poised for a big year. My sleeper is quarterback Sam Darnold. I just feel like he's going to have a breakout year just because he's got a really good run game now.
Lev's going to help him a lot.
And yeah, Lev's going to help him a lot. He's got another year in the offense, another year in the league. He's kind of got a little taste of what the NFL is really about. He's used to the bright lights, playing at a big time college, so I don't think that's too much of an adjustment for him playing in New York. And I just think he's going to have a really big year this year.
All right. I'm sticking with the home team, with the Raiders. My next one is going to be Tyrell Williams. I like Tyrell just because we have AB now. AB is going to demand a lot of attention. We already know Tyrell Williams is a deep threat, just like he was in the Chargers. So now that he's going to be open more often, I think he's going to get way more touches, just like Juju did when AB was on the Steelers. I think Tyrell's going to take that same role. I think he's going to have a great year.
So I got kind of like a combo. of sleepers, both receivers, and they're kind of in similar positions. It's D.D. Westbrook and DJ Moore. Both of them being that they kind of, they did okay last year, but they're more into like a Dante Pettis kind of a role. They're both the number one receiver on their team. And I think they're both talented and can just fill the shoes that they're expecting them to fill. So, and I think you can get them in your leagues for like
8th, 9th.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
I'm really high on DJ Moore. I like
DJ Moore and D.D. Westbrook. I think they're both going to be good.
Who are you higher on?
DJ Moore, but that is kind of dependent on Nick Foles. D.D. Westbrook goes as far as Nick Foles will take him. Nick Foles is who I'm not really sold on. I like Cam Newton, obviously, so DJ Moore. But D.D. Westbrook, I still think he's going to be good.
Gotcha.
That was my last sleeper is D.D. Westbrook.
Two
So he
sleepers.
took it. Go figure. Yeah, I only had 2.
That was 3.
I can get another.
You need 2 more. We'll come back to you.
All right.
All right. And my last sleeper is Dante Moncrief. He's gonna have just like Tyrell Williams, and
2 receivers.
he's the number 2 wide receiver over there in Pittsburgh in a high-powered offense. This is his podcast now. Excuse me. He's just like Tyrell, like he said, number 2 wide receiver. He has a great number 1 wide receiver on his other side. So when that number 1 wide receiver is going to get double teamed, then they're going to look his way. He's going to be wide open and getting a lot of touch. He's been all the rave, all camp. And just like Juju was on that offense, I like the Pittsburgh offense, love him. Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, running back, they do great in that offense. Dante Moncrief is going to do great there.
So my last sleeper is going to be somebody you can get later in the draft just because he's going to be suspended for, I think it's the first 4 games, Golden Tate. Last year I'm pretty sure he was the best receiver after the catch, rack yards. I just feel like he's going to come into an offense where
Giants don't have dumb receivers.
there's nobody really dominant. Yeah, there's no really dominant receivers in
He
New
was
York.
good on Detroit too.
Right, exactly. So I feel like Golden Tate's a big time sleeper.
That's a good one. All right, you guys. I appreciate you guys for joining us on the Fantasy Experts podcast number 2. Thank you guys for coming as guests.
No problem. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna bring them back for one more podcast. I like their hot takes. They're not gonna be the only guest, but they will be a guest again on the podcast. Let us know all your questions. Comment down below, DM us, and subscribe and like to the channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys joining me. You guys have any last words?
I think we covered everything. Appreciate you having us. Jimmy G, baby.
All right. Thank you guys.
Sure.
And good luck to everyone this fantasy season. I think I have to do that over again. Fuck that. All right, I'm gonna run it back one more time. My bad. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us here on the Fantasy Extras podcast. This is our podcast number 2. I appreciate you guys coming on as guests.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thanks
bring-
for having us.
Sorry. Fuck. All right, I'm gonna let you guys talk this time. All right. This is it right here.
Let's get it.
I appreciate you guys joining us. Alright. Fucking beers. Bloopers!
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, we all ready? Locked in?
We're good.
Alright. I appreciate.
Fuck! You gotta add this at the end. You have to.
Alright. Let's go!
This is content right here.
Oh shit!
This is
He was so sure that he was locked in, and then he just
Fucked it all up right in the beginning.
went out the window.
Alright.
You got this.
Alright. We got this. You guys ready?
Yeah.
You got all the fucking jitterbugs? It's mainly me, but you guys got the jitterbugs
As
out?
long as you let us talk when you say thank you. I feel like we'll be alright.